Are you thinking about birthing your child naturally and wondering if it's going to be too hard, if you can do it? I'm here to tell you, you absolutely can do it. I want to share with you the story of me birthing my first child naturally at home without any interventions, and I want to just tell you the real, raw version. From the moment I found out I was pregnant, I knew that I wanted a natural birth. I'm not super big on medical interventions in general. At first, I thought about using a birthing center, but the more I thought about it, I was thinking I want to birth in the comfort of my own home. I want to have my own bed, my own bathroom. I don't want to have to get up and go to the hospital in the middle of contractions or pack a hospital bag. So that's what we decided. I somehow convinced my husband that it was going to be amazing and that I was going to be safe, that we had an emergency plan. I watched so many home birth videos in preparing for my birth. I just wanted to know everything. I wanted to know what is this going to be like? What is it going to feel like? And I was so ready to have an amazing birth experience. Little did I know, birth was so much more intense than I could have ever known. I was 9 days past my due date. I was still working. I believed strongly in letting baby come when him and my body were ready. The day my water broke, it was 3:30 a.m. I felt slow trickle of my water breaking. I texted my midwife hey, here's what's going on. I told my husband hey, we got to put the protective sheet on our bed, and we put it on the bed. Then we tried to go back to sleep, but I was wide awake. And my midwife was hey, we need to have a baby in 30 hours from the time that your water broke. So my adrenaline was going like crazy. By 6:30 a.m., I had not slept. So I was okay, I need to take a little nap. For labor, I wanted to be at my full strength and be rested. My husband made me this amazing breakfast when I woke up. My midwife instructed me to begin a pumping routine, which would hopefully activate labor as it hadn't started.
All right, here we go. It is 8:30 and the water broke about 5 hours ago. And so we're just waiting now. Let's see what's going on.
We're pumping.
We're pumping.
To get this labor going.
Yep. How many hours to go?
What?
How many more hours?
Till we have the baby?
Yeah.
I don't know. Hopefully 10 or 8 or 7 or 6. As I did pumping, I could feel light contractions, but I could breathe and walk through them. A few hours later, labor still hadn't intensified, so we decided to do another round of pumping, and in the middle of that round, I just felt the contractions really kick in. And so we stopped pumping. I think I got in the shower, just tried to take the contractions as they came and let things kind of build. Around 1 p.m., my midwife came and checked on me. And she said, okay, you're at 3 centimeters. So I was things are going great. The contractions are not super intense. Okay, we'll keep laboring. By 7 p.m., they were so intense that I was still coping through them, but it was just getting hard. I wanted to get in the birthing pool just for some relief and pain management. So we keep communicating with our midwife and we say hey, we're about 2 to 3 minutes apart. And she said, okay, cool. I'm going to come over and I'll check you to make sure that you're far enough along so that you can get into the pool. So I was just laboring, just trying to stay calm through my contractions. My husband was doing amazing, just bringing me water and food, simple things to eat so that I could keep up my strength throughout the whole labor.
Nicole is taking a breather in the middle of labor. She needs a rest. She's been doing so good.
Finally, 9:30 p.m. came. My midwife checked me. She said, great, you're far enough along. You can get in the pool. I got into the pool around 10 p.m., but it wasn't as much of a relief as I thought it would be. I thought it would be oh my God, I can't feel any of the contractions, pain-free. No. I couldn't get comfortable. Like I had to keep like going to the bathroom, just get in and out of the pool. Like it just wasn't what I thought it was going to be. At midnight, the midwife checked me again just to see how things were going. And when she realized what was going on, I was so discouraged. I thought I was almost going to be ready to push, but there was a twist that we did not expect.
Hey new mama, my name is Johnny. I just wanted to pause the story there for a moment and say that watching Nicole give birth was one of the most amazing experiences of my life. And I know that I wouldn't have been so calm if we didn't have a birth plan. Nicole's made a birth plan template just for you. We've linked it down below in the description. All you have to do is just follow that link and it'll give you access to all of the different options and choices and things that you'll have to think through. So if you're expecting, we just know that this will bless you because it helped us to know what we needed to expect during labor and make the right choices for our baby and for Nicole. Back to the story.
So by midnight, what the midwife discovered was that part of my cervix was actually blocking the baby from descending so that he couldn't come out yet. So she had us do different positions to try to help open me up. I kept laboring for a few hours, just letting my body kind of open up and prepare for the baby. I got so exhausted. Around 4:20 a.m., the midwife was like, hey, let's start doing some gentle pushing. I squatted on the bedroom floor and I definitely peed on the floor as I tried to push. But then we went to the bed and I just kind of struggled to push, but nothing really happened as I was pushing. So we went back to just kind of taking the contractions, trying to open up a little more. A couple hours later, I was just like, I need something different. I was just having a really hard time coping. Even the assistant came in and was like, hey, you need to relax. And I was like screaming a little bit as the contractions would come. It was around 6:30 in the morning. I just really wanted to give up. I was thinking like, I cannot do this. Like, how is this baby gonna come out? Like, how are babies even ever born? Like, this is so hard. My midwife was like, hey, we can take a break and just take your contractions. But at that point, the contractions felt worse than trying to push with them. So I was like, we're not gonna do that. Like, I don't wanna take a break from pushing. Then she was like, well, you can either like go to the hospital or you can have this baby right here. And I was like, I do not want to go to the hospital. I really wanted to birth this baby at home. In that moment, I just felt, honestly, like I wanted to give up. I wanted to just be like, I'm done with this. Like, I cannot birth this baby. Like, I cannot push a baby out. It was literally the hardest thing I've ever done. All these negative thoughts were filling my mind, and I was letting them. And it was in that moment that I closed my eyes and I just like summoned up all my strength and I prayed like, God, please help me do this. Like, I just told myself like, you're not allowed to think any negative thoughts. And you can do this. Like, you can birth your baby. You are so good at pushing. That's when things shifted. I just began imagining my baby come through the birth canal, and with each push just come like a little bit closer to entering the world and to me meeting him. After what felt like hours of pushing, my midwife said like, I can see his head, like he has hair. The moment came when I could feel his head and I knew like, okay, this baby is coming, he's coming. Like, I just got to keep pushing, like keep focusing. It took so much energy just to like push all those negative thoughts out of my mind and just focus on like pushing my baby out with every contraction. I just felt his head come down a tiny bit more every time I pushed. Like, it was just tiny movements. I was doing different positions the whole time, but then I put my hands around my husband's neck so he was kind of supporting my weight. I remember at one point we were just both like, our bodies were shaking. I was like screaming like a wild animal. Like, I didn't know I could scream like that. A few minutes later, my body just kicked in and started like pushing my baby out. Like, it was the most intense feeling that I've ever felt. Finally, I felt that my baby's head was born, and my midwife was like, okay, breathe. And I was like, okay, trying to like calm down. And then a few seconds later, his body was born, and they handed me my baby, and there he was on me, just skin to skin, mother and son. It was way different than I thought it was gonna be. Like, you know, people take those birth pictures where they're just like smiling with their little cute little baby. I was like, I don't have any of those pictures because I was so overwhelmed by just the pain that I was in and just experience that I had just gone through. But I did have my baby with me, and he was so sweet and so tiny. After a couple hours, my midwife and her assistant just finished doing all their things that they needed to do, doing all the checkups, cleaning our home for us, which was amazing. And they put us in our bed, and we got to just sleep with our new baby. And it was just so amazing just to be in the comfort of our own home.
Yes, very warm. I don't have anything to offer you like mom, but you can hang out with me. Wow. It's been a busy day for you, huh? This is like a really big life event. We'll probably have to celebrate this every year.
I hope that my story encouraged you and made you feel empowered and not fearful. I never felt fear during this time, and even looking back on it, I feel so empowered, and just knowing that there's a strength beyond what you know as you prepare for your birth. Also, if you're thinking about a natural birth, it is so worth it. I never once regretted having a natural birth, having a home birth. I am so proud of my body, and every mama that births a baby is just amazing. If you're thinking about having a natural birth or a home birth, leave us a comment. We'd love to talk to you about it. If you have questions, we'd love to point you to some resources. Yeah, we just want to chat with you, and we want to support you, especially if you're a first-time mama. We want to be here for you. Just remember, your body is amazing. It knows what to do. It knows how to birth your child. Honor your body, mama.